If you could talk to your younger self for just a few minutes, what words of wisdom would you give? And would your younger self have listened? Hi, I'm John. I'm 61 years old, and about 6 months ago, I left a 39-year corporate career to pursue my best life in my senior years. Now when I look back, I realize when I was younger, wisdom was all around me, but I didn't always listen. While I like to think I'm older and wiser, I sometimes wonder, what advice, what wisdom am I not listening to? But fortunately, if we take a moment, we don't have to wonder. Just listen. Advice from our elders is all around us. And I know this because at 61, the advice that I would give my younger self in my 30s, 40s, and 50s is the same advice that I heard from my parents, my grandparents, and other caring adults. And today, in this video, I want to reflect on just that. The wisdom of our elders that's all around us. To do that, I'll share the 3 most common pieces of wisdom that people in their 60s often give to younger adults. And knowing that in our 60s, we can still learn from the wisdom of those who are a little further along than us. I'll share 3 bits of wisdom that people in their 80s often give to our generation. You see, because even if our younger selves were a bit stubborn and know-it-alls like me, we now know that there's wisdom all around us. All we need to do is listen. And as always, if you enjoy this content, please remember to like this video, and you can support the channel by subscribing and putting comments below. Okay, so let's dive right in with 3 pieces of advice that people my age would give our younger selves. The first is slow down and be present. You see, we spend so much time in our younger years racing towards goals. So whether we're in our career looking for promotions, advancement, more money, buying our first home, family milestones, we're always chasing something. But when I look back, I wonder, how often did I really take time to savor the here and now? See, retirees often say they wish they'd been more present, soaking in moments with their loved ones, or just enjoying the simple things. And when I look at the way I spent my 30s and 40s, I'd say this is pretty much true. I was definitely go, 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 next, next, next. But something about being detached from that, being out of that now as a retiree, I look back and I realize that there was a lot of times that I probably could have just taken a deep breath and enjoyed what was around me and not make things complicated with what I needed to do or what I needed to achieve, with more focus on just the good, the simple things, because simple things can bring us a lot of joy. And that's something that we learn later in life. The second piece of advice that many people my age would give to their younger selves is take care of your health early. Again, when we're caught up in that day in, day out stress, poor sleep, not eating well, the expression is we're literally taking years off our lives. Well, we're certainly not making our lives enjoyable, and we pay a price for it. And yeah, when we're younger, it feels like we can do anything, and we get a little sleep and we recover. You may seem like you can do it all and that your health is just, you're always going to recover. But those of us who are getting a little older and realize that, things change, we slow down, our metabolism is different, obviously, but, the health problems that can come up in these years, a lot of it traces back to how we treated our bodies and ourselves in those younger years. So I think most of us would say, hey, do me in my present at 60 a favor. Take care of yourself, younger self. Do all the right things, stay healthy, eat right, get exercise, because it's going to pay you dividends when you get to be my age at 61. And, if you realize it when you can still recover, that's great. But again, it's never too late. So I think, best advice, stay healthy at any age, but definitely the advice I would give my younger self. The third thing that I would tell my younger self, and that many people my age would give as advice, prioritize relationships over stuff. It's easy to get caught up in accumulating things. But when you step back and you look back, it's the people in your life that matter most. Many retirees wish that they had made more time for their friends, their children, their parents, instead of working overtime to buy a few more things that we really didn't need. And now when I look back, I think, yeah, that's what I would tell myself too. I would say, John, spend a little more time, be with those you love. You really don't need that car. You really don't need that fancy vacation. Is that advice you'd give your younger self? So what about now? See, while I didn't always listen to my elders when I was in my 30s, 40s, and 50s, I'm trying really hard to listen to them now. So for me, at 61, I'm looking to what people in their 70s and 80s are saying and thinking about how I want to shape this next 20 years of my life based on their wisdom. You see, because the beautiful thing in life is the lessons never stop coming. So for this segment, here's 3 pieces of advice that people in their 80s often give to the younger generations. So the first bit of advice that many people who are in that twilight of their years, in their 80s and beyond, say is let go of little worries. See, people in their 80s and 90s will often tell you that when they look back, all those little things that seem so important at the time really don't matter at all. The arguments, the worries, those little things that kept you up all night, they're just not worth it. Why? Because they fade away over time. And when I hear it being said by our elders, I'm realizing that what's happening is as they reflect back over that entirety of their life, when we look at it that way, when we really think about all those years, it's kind of hard, if you pick out those moments, they just seem so silly in the big picture. We got to here, we know where we're all going, and it's just not worth focusing on something small. So how about you? When you look back, do you think about like little things that now just seem so silly? So I know where this is coming from now, and boy, am I trying to take it to heart. I think that this is something that at this stage of our lives, when we retire or when we're in our 60s and we're getting ready to retire, it's a good time to remind ourselves of this every day. If something little is annoying us, if something pops up and we feel ourselves getting caught up in that moment, take a deep breath. It is a great way. Just step away, relax, and put it in the context, in the big picture of what's really going on in your life. And I don't mean what's going on in your life at that moment. I mean beginning to end. When you look at it that way, when you look back, because that's what they're saying. When we get to be older, we're really looking back over all those years. So that's our future. So right now, we can do this. We can just let those things go because we're going to be happy we did 20 years from now. When we get to be that age and we're looking back, we're going to have the same advice. I absolutely believe that. So interestingly, another piece of advice that people in their 80s and beyond give to younger generations is keep learning and growing. You would think that's a time to slow down and stop and not worry about learning new things. But there's something about our journey in life that makes the learning and the evolving and the growing just worth it. Because even in our 80s, there's just still so much to learn. None of us can know it all. What our elders are saying is they often recommend finding new hobbies, trying to meet new people, having conversations, being active, learning something completely new, being curious about what's going on in the world is a way to just stay engaged and keep going. I think that most people who are at that age are really just telling all of our younger generations, don't stop. It's the spirit of curiosity that keeps people who are doing well in their 80s and 90s just going with that seemingly endless energy and vitality. Most of it comes from them and their joy of the experience of what's coming next and how they can continue to learn more and engage and be part of the things that are going on in the world. It's been said that curiosity keeps the heart young and the mind sharp. The last and probably most important piece of wisdom that comes from our elders in their 80s and beyond is stay focused on love and gratitude above all. Whether it's holding on to a smile from your partner or cherishing the kindness of a stranger, it's love that shapes our memories and fills our hearts. Gratitude involves recognizing and appreciating the good things in life, whether they're big or small, whether it's people, circumstances, or something greater. What our elders are telling us is that having gratitude for the good things in life, extending love and kindness whenever possible, this is what matters most in the world. This is an important lesson, again, for people like us in our 60s to not only learn and believe and operate in, but to share with our younger generations. See, and I think part of being older and wiser is recognizing that as much as there's things that I'd like to say to the younger generations and to my younger self, even though I know I wouldn't have listened, There's also things that I can learn. And here we are. We're a bridge. We are at that stage of our lives where we've lived enough that we can impart the wisdom, but we also have so much more to learn. There's a journey ahead, and we should be listening to our elders. So again, as I said, wisdom is all around us. It's everywhere. We just have to stop and listen. Listen to what our elders are saying. Listen to those who are in their 80s and 90s. Share what you know. And again, people won't always listen. Younger generations won't, but we can, and we should. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this discussion, please remember to like this video. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. It's going to be great to talk to you in the future about other topics. And as always, I'd love to hear your comments about wisdom you would share, wisdom you're hearing, wisdom you wish you had listened to, and what the sources are. So drop the comments below. Thanks again. And as always, have a great day. Live your best lives. See you next time.